Like, there's no silly questions. If you're starting off in business and you don't know what to do, just ping the questions in.
This is about people that sap your time and energy and want and take.
Oh, mate, get rid. Protecting my energy at all costs, whether you're going out or you decide to say no to stuff, or you've got to protect every single angle. Run 1,000,000 miles and stay away. The first thing there is know your numbers. Too many people go into business and haven't got a clue about the numbers, how much things cost. Like I always say, make sure you break even and everything else is a bonus. Startups are difficult. When it comes to delegation, just make sure that that person there is going to go and do those things that I'm no good at.
Hello, welcome back to the show. How are you, Dodge? All right?
Very good, mate. Looking forward to this week's one.
Thank you, everyone, for sending in your inquisitive little questions for Dodge and myself to pick up.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
You put the little bat signal out there and people step up and say,
what's this episode 4? Yeah, this is episode 4. So all the questions are starting to come through now. So you know it's working. I think people, from the things that people have linked me in on LinkedIn or tagged me on LinkedIn or sent DMs, are saying really enjoy this style of podcast. So like in anything in business, mate, when you get feedback, it's a beautiful thing because you actually know you're on the right line. And yeah, it's been lovely.
So coming to feedback, so as we said, we put it out there. So if you do have a question, might as well do this now. Send a question to askdodge@dodgewoodall.com, and then Dodge and myself will pick up. And that's what we want to do. We want to narrow that gap between broadcaster and audience. So what we're saying to you listening now is come and join in with us.
Yeah.
This is the role that this serves for us. So come and join in with us. And if you've got something to ask, let's make you seen. Let's help you feel seen.
There's no silly questions, Mark. Like, there's no silly questions. If you're starting off in business and you don't know what to do, just fire in a question. Or if you might have been running a business for 10 years and you've got a moat around your business, but you're stuck on marketing, you're stuck on creating a brand or social media or whatever, or hiring or firing, just ping the questions in, mate. There's no silly question. There's no right or wrong. And we'll just answer it how we feel best.
That's a good way to put it out there. So let's do it. Let's let the dog see the rabbit, everybody. Here we go. Eyes down. So, hi to Rick Kumar from Moda Consult in the Big Smoke in London. Moda is a recruitment consultancy, so thank you so much, Rick. Rick asks this from listening to recent shows as well. So, Rick, straight to it. When you're on sales and you put the effort in to support and to help people, and then they treat you as a commodity, what's your advice? Let me just pick this up to set the scene. So Rick's saying, well, if you're putting the effort in to help someone and they are a bit dismissive and they start to kind of take a little bit more than take advantage of what your goodwill and your kindness as well, what's your advice? This is about people that sap your time and energy and want and take.
Oh, mate, get rid.
Next
question.
Short shows.
No, I'm not a big fan of people who zap energy. I'm very much about protecting my energy at all costs, whether you're going out or you decide to say no to stuff, or just you've got to protect every single angle. If there's zappers out there, energy zappers, energy vampires, whatever you want to call them, run 1,000,000 miles and stay away. But I'm guessing, is he talking internally in business here, that he's actually having to work with people in his sales team who are zappers
clients.
and clients? Okay.
The clients, so they're in sales and they have people that you're working with. You're doing a good job. This is about when you give value to people. Yeah. This is all about when you give value and being generous.
Yeah.
Being generous with someone.
There's only so far you can be generous, mate. Like, we're all generous with our time and generous with what we can give back and help. But if you're not getting anything in return back for that, even just as thank you, I appreciate that, mate, or thanks for the heads up on that, or can I ask you another question, or anything I can do to help you in return, that's what it's all about. And if you're not getting that back and you've really tried to get that back and you're still not getting it back, I'll just next.
Because then it becomes a one-way street, isn't it? And I guess that's not a good place to be.
Not a cool place to be.
And I'm thinking of this from Rick's question, is that it is good to be generous and to give our insight, shall we say. Yeah. Imagine someone asks, was it you that said, you've said as well, when someone says, can I have a piece of your bit of your time? Or someone asks that, can I ask that?
No, people say, can I pick your brain? I can't stand that saying. People come through on LinkedIn, can I pick your brain and take your coffee? I hate coffee. Never tried it. So that's losing on that one and picking your brain. Just sounds not nice, does it? It's yeah.
So it's all about, we can be this thing of generosity and helping people as we can, but we can't be endless with labour.
Yes.
That's the kind of way I
Well
look at
done.
it. We
Well
can't just, because then you just become drained by it all,
Yeah.
don't you? Imagine now, because we've all probably been there over the years when people can be effectively be tire kickers. And it's like, where's this leading? Just to another
Anyone
hour?
listening out there who's working with people, whether you're working in the corporate world or whatever, if there's people out there who drain you, and I'm sure anyone listening to this will know that there'll be people around you who do make you feel like that. You've just got to stay away. Get your head down and just stay away.
Because we don't want to be all the time available, do we? No one wants to be working with someone or a client or someone, you know, that you've put your stall out, that you're available
Painful, mate.
nights, weekends.
Painful. Next question.
Next one. That was a high to start
Yeah.
with, wasn't it? Eh? It's like, right, here we go. Here we go. Here, friend of the show. We can start that already.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the
Who's
show.
that?
So Phil Agnew has Nudge Podcast, one of the country's biggest podcasts that is out there with Nudge. So thank you, Phil. When you're building a business without any outside investment, what should you get right first so you don't burn out or spread yourself too thin?
Couple of things.
Here we go.
I'd go, the first thing there is know your numbers. Know your numbers. Too many people go into business haven't got a clue about the numbers. How much things cost. How much it costs for office space. How much it is for staff. How much it is for pensions on top. How much it is for national insurance. How much it is for VAT. All these things that you don't, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know what it is to get to a point where you need to break even. And like I always say, make sure you break even and everything else is a bonus. If you go out there saying, I need to earn 100 grand and I'm gonna put it out there, I'm gonna earn 250, and it doesn't happen. Like, I like working the other way. Everything's a bonus, and it just makes it very optimistic and it makes it more fun. So definitely knowing your numbers.
When you did festival year 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
did you do everything?
I tried not to, no, because I don't like doing everything. But when you are launching a business, you are juggling 3 or 4 people's jobs quite easily. You know, and the question there, I don't know can't remember the full question, but it was about startups, wasn't it?
Yeah. So when you're a business, it's just you.
Yeah.
When you've got there isn't any investment.
Yeah.
You're a startup. It's you trying to build it. So you're not kind of ended up becoming an absolute shell of yourself after
You
year
have to
one.
delegate. You have to delegate, but it comes down to finding in year one, do you have any staff? Maybe not. Maybe you've got a mate helping you. Maybe you've got a business partner. You do have to delegate. And if you've got a business partner, make sure that business partner's got a different skill set to you. You know, you need someone who can market the brand and market the business and promote the business. You do need someone who's sales. You do need then to look for someone who in that, you know, there might be someone who's good at operations. Operationally, everything goes through them, all the emails go through them. They make sure everything's paid and it's all tidied up. And yeah, if you're doing a startup, startups are difficult.
What's been the best thing? What's the biggest help when it comes to, you mentioned delegation?
Yeah.
What are the most important things that for you or that you would suggest to someone else, the biggest things when it comes to delegation?
Just making sure that people know, people can do the stuff that you're not good at. That's what I do. When it comes to delegation, just make sure that that person there is going to go and do those things that I'm no good at. You know, to take that pressure off me, because you are literally juggling 8 or 9 or 10 things plus, maybe 12, 13, 14 things. You know, it's easy to put the category of marketing or category of sales, but actually within that, there's 4 or 5. Within sales, there's 4 or 5 things. And if you are on a startup business, you are literally trying to create a business culture. You're trying to pick up the phone. You're trying to reply to people. You're trying to be on social media. You're trying to open doors. You're trying to send messages to people. You're trying to run a LinkedIn account. You're trying to do Instagram. You're trying to pick, someone wants to do a deal with you and you've got that bouncing in the background. Like, you've literally, there's no balance.
What's your strengths, would you say? Your
People, hiring people, leadership.
so the ideas and everything,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
put my neck on the line here.
Yeah.
And this is what, but I need help with everything around it, because that's the thing. The help is what won't
Pulls
break
it together. All the help around me is what pulls it together. I can lead from the front in leadership and the creative side of me, which I love. The ideas, the creation, this is where we're going, and you're then getting people on board, and part of being a entrepreneur, you're constantly persuading. You're constantly persuading. You're persuading that this idea is going to be great, and you're persuading people to come on board who might have thinking, looking and going, shall I take that risk and go and work for Dodge? You're constantly persuading and taking people on a journey with you.
And the more that you're doing it, you find those areas that other people help and support, the more it frees you up. I guess you always talked about it as well. Like, I enjoy doing all this. I kind of enjoy getting up every morning and see what's going to happen. But the more that you can hand out and find support and help, is that the more it frees up yourself to have enjoyment and the drive that you always wanted.
Definitely. It's been a long time since I had to do stuff that I didn't want to have to do. Like, there's a long time since I've gone, right, I need to do those things, but I'm no good at those things. Been many decades since then, because I'm lucky to have put people in place. I just love hiring people. I love giving people opportunities. I love seeing the best in people. I love inspiring people. I love bringing people on board and giving them the freedom and let them run with it. But I am, as a juggling 3 businesses, I am, I give people a lot of freedom, but I've got really high standards, and people know there's high standards there. And it's about the attention to detail, where people think, oh no, it's not about attention to detail. No, I want that. I find something's being designed or is being presented on behalf of our company. When you look at any of our brands, our level of attention to detail is off the charts, and it's really important to us, because your brand is something that you build and protect over years. A business does come and go, but a brand is going to stay. Like, if you are in trouble in certain times of the 10, 20 years, whether it's Brexit, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's what's going on with the government now, whatever it may be, you've got to protect your brand, and like it's a diamond, a shining diamond, and you protect it and you shine it and you polish it, and then you try to build that brand. And for me, I try to build brands that get to 10 years, 7 years, 8 years, because it takes a long time to break the back of a business to actually start earning profit. But along that journey, you're constantly tweaking. It might be the branding colours, it might be your culture, it might be your infrastructure of your staff set up with your management level or your director's level or whatever it may be. And I'm constantly trying to make everyone who's worked for me over the years happy.
And as well as that is to ramp up the areas that you care about. Good example, here's proof, here's a case study.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this show and you're on Spotify, please don't think that the replies to anyone that sends a comment is from someone you don't know. It's
from us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good point, in fact, Marky. Like, anyone listening out there, like, we don't want anything from you apart from pinging in questions that might be able to help. All we want is some 20 seconds just to write a comment on Spotify, whether you like in these conversations. Because if we don't get feedback, we don't know. And the only way we can get feedback is by Spotify. So it literally doesn't take long at all. Just these are the reasons why I like it, lads. Or or even you could ask a question on there.
Because it helps, then you're seeing each other, isn't it? It's this two-way thing that we're working hard on here to help each other be seen. When these questions now from Rick and from Phil, and it's kind of give the nod to those people that are a part of this with us, because it works both ways then, isn't it? It's
respect.
Good way of putting it.
It's just respect, Mark. If someone goes out of their way, leaves a message, I'd like to go back and we'll reply, just out of respect.
Simple thing. So listen, Phil, if you're listening as well, so I guess what Dodge is talking about here, the goal when you're building something early on is not to do everything, and you just have to find a few things that keeps the business alive without it breaking you. Good question.
Good question
right,
there.
let's move on.
Good question there, Phil. Also, there's no work-life balance when you're on a startup. There's zero work-life balance. Doesn't matter what anyone says. There's no work-life balance.
How did you come to then just saying it's life? At what point? Is that just because you've always been like that?
It's always been like that, because I've never, like I said, I've never been employed, so I don't know what it's like to finish at 5 o'clock. I don't know what it's like to start at 9 o'clock. I don't know what it's like to drive to work in rush hour. Like, I work from my mobile and I work from my kitchen. Even though we have beautiful offices and great teams and whatever, I just don't like being in offices.
I don't like driving from here at 5 o'clock in an afternoon.
Well, I don't like driving. I also don't like the thought of driving in traffic. So those simple things for me, have played a huge part. And they're wins to me. If I haven't got to travel, that's a win.
Next question, third question. I met a lovely person on holiday last. No, right here it is. But you could be asking, couldn't they? They could be asking. I have a rash. But it's how we're here to help.
We're here to help.
We're here to help.
Hey guys, we've been running this podcast now for 5.5 years. We've had some most amazing business guests on here. Simon Squibb, Daniel Priestley, Barry Hearn. The list just goes on and on, from billionaires to people who have built brands. If you want to come on the podcast and talk about your business and sit here with me in the studio and tell your story, go check out dodgewoodall.com/guest and check out the 3-minute video. We've also left the link below as well.
Right, next question. On one of our shows, Dodge and myself, we looked at the world of events and building something that people come and feel a part of. So thank you here to Liz Hutchings from Total Guide. Liz has her events as well and asked this question. She says, everyone says events are hard work. So why are live experiences still one of the best things a business can invest in? Events are tough. So why is it that creating an event, a live experience, is such a really good thing a business could invest in?
I think it's one of the most important things businesses could invest in, is having someone putting on events on behalf of your business if you're a big business. You see a lot of businesses these days are putting on these like mini festivals at the end of the year for all their staff. They might have different operations around the country. I think it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful, because listen, you're working with someone, going to a live event and you can have a couple of beers with someone and there's some music being played. There's a band on, or you're bringing people together in a theatre because someone's speaking on stage, or it's not a better feeling. And what we've lost is that connection over the last 5 years.
And I think as well that when you talk about connection as well, is what you're doing from a business perspective is that you're moving people to feel attached to something, isn't it? Like there is a date in the diary and I'm going to this event.
And people go and get dressed up.
Yeah.
Get home and they make an instead of just going home and normal and get your comfies on and have a bite to dinner and watching Netflix or watching a bit of sport and going to bed. It's actually, I've got something on a Wednesday night. I actually got an event to go to. I'm looking forward to this. And people will shower, change, little spring in their step, go and have a couple of beers or soft drink or whatever, and they're meeting new people. I can't tell you how nice it is for me personally when I meet new people.
I just want to pick up on this. You just triggered a thought there. Like there's a date in the diary, you get dressed up, there's something there to look forward to. Yeah. We had an event recently and a lady came for the first time, a lady called Ashley Dodd. And Ashley said, this was the first time I went to this event, but when I normally go to work events, predominantly it's men, and you'll see men dressed in suits, but I come to this event and there was colour. Whether it was wearing trainers or something colourful, I just picked up on something there about it becomes an occasion. So rather than looking at something as an awareness raising exercise, whether it is a lunch or a dinner, whatever for businesses, everything else, is that you're making something that people can feel a part of, isn't it? Yeah. They just enjoy it.
What I like about it, I go back now, I was obviously in the nightclub world for 10 years, in the festival for the last 19 years, but actually in the nightclub world in the early 90s, you had a sort of late 80s, early 90s, you had a problem in the UK where it was very divisive, and all of a sudden the rave scene came about. And when all of a sudden everyone would get together, whether you were black, white, Chinese, whatever religion you are, people would come together, and it would be the music that would bring everyone together. The music that you are walking to a club or to a rave or an outdoor rave, whatever, all of a sudden you're immersed in this music that everything is forgotten, that you're just there to get into this beautiful place of happiness, of dancing and smiling and chatting to the person to your right and chatting to the person to your left, and someone's having a drink, sat down and over there, and you're going and having a chat, and that was just game changing. And I feel, I don't want to get into this political thing now. I feel like the way the world is at the moment, I think people are crying out for connection and music and dancing. Who do you see? Who dances these days? Who goes and dances? Who's got music going on? Who's going to house parties? Where are house parties gone? House parties are gone. I remember growing up, it was all about house parties. All about it up until God knows 5-6 years ago. It was all about house parties and people coming together to have fun and have put smiles on their faces over a few drinks.
Now you have your friends round and you have dinner. I discovered last year.
I do like having dinner parties though.
What did I discover? What's the thing where you melt cheese over your?
Over your what?
You know when you go skiing, I discovered it.
Fondue, cheese fondue.
No, not fondue. The other thing when you like grill your cheese and you pour it over your potatoes and your.
Oh, raclette.
Yeah, I only discovered that last year.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? All these things in our lives that you never knew.
Yeah. I'm not a big raclette fan. Not a big cheese fan. I like the meat fondues.
Well, if you're a fan of any cheese, why don't you let Dodge and myself know as well? Dodge will comment and he'll reply back saying he likes camembert.
I can't stand. You go to a restaurant and someone brings out that stinking cheese. I'm like, how on earth? Like, you wouldn't go near that if you didn't know it was a cheese. You wouldn't go near the smell. You'd be like, man, that's horrible. Some people are like, right, I like the real big smelly one and eating it.
Yes, please.
Are you a cheese?
What about
fan?
the cheese?
Are you a cheese fan?
Who isn't these days? But I can't eat cheese. That's one of the things one of the intolerances that I have. Come back. Let me finish this thing up here because we were talking about that. You were talking about this lovely, the lovely feeling of going to something when there's other people there and you feel a part of it, because it makes us realise that people rarely remember another blimmin' Instagram or LinkedIn post that you made.
It's getting boring,
but they're going to remember being in the room.
Agree.
They're going to remember the time that they spent with other people.
Like my mum always said to me, it's not what you say to people. People always remember how you made them feel. And that is so true. Why would you not go and give someone a nice compliment?
Yeah.
Why would you not just, even another bloke, mate, you're looking well, you've been down the gym, you're training well, you look cut, well, you're looking fit. Like I said to you today, Marky, you're looking well, mate.
Thank you.
There's nothing better than someone giving you a nice compliment. It don't cost anything.
Yeah, and it's this proximity of being around other people. So if you're listening to this, and thank you, Liz, for that question, is that if you are thinking about putting on an event or for your business, it can open up a lot of doors, can't it?
Loads of doors.
Or just that thing of just a joyful occasion. Work can still be joyful, but it can still open to something else.
Yeah.
That's how we do it, everybody. So if you've got a question or something that you're trying to figure out or work on, throw them over to Dodge and myself and we'll give them a go. And we hope that there's something there that may trigger a thought for your side, because this is the right way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's new to us, mate. Hopefully it's going to help people and make people go, oh, I've got a question. But I like you said earlier, write the question, give us your feedback on Spotify if you're listening to this. Leave a comment on Spotify and underneath the comment, leave a question as well.
See, that's what we're doing, everyone. We're making this online party for all of us to feel a part of.
There you go.
I'm bringing the sausages. Dodge is bringing the tunes. What are you going to bring?
Quality.
Right, we'll see you on the next show, everybody.
Nice one.
Thank you, Dodge.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, Marky. Nice one, mate.
Great fun.
That's wicked.
That's great
That's good,
fun.
Mate. Thanks for watching, guys. If you'd like to see someone on the show, leave a comment below. And if you haven't already, do us a favour, show us a bit of love, press the subscribe button, and it allows us to grow the show even bigger and bigger each week. Nice one.